Hello! Welcome to a video starring me, yours truly, Arrow OZ. And welcome to my computer desktop. Today I'm going to be real quick showing y'all how I did my Run8 SD40 sound pack. Now, I'm not going to release it because it uses copyrighted sounds. It was just made for personal use and to see if I could do it. I don't have access to any sounds, really. Mainly, I just want to show you how you can make your own sound stuff for Run8, because I don't believe Run8 Studios is okay with us sharing sound packs and whatever, because they don't seem to be they don't seem to take too kindly to third-party content. But that's just hearsay. I didn't hear that from anybody. I didn't see it officially. I just a word of mouth. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to get straight to the point. So, this is what you need to work with. You need X-Act 3. Now, this is part of the June 2010 DirectX SDK. Now, that's something you download off the Microsoft website. Just Google that, you'll find it. Be warned that the installer may give you issues, because there's issues with a certain kind of certain version of some other program that conflicts with it. Just Google it and you'll be able to find what you need. It's some version of C++ that you need to uninstall, but then it reinstalls it, so you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is what we got. So X-Act 3, again, DirectX, June 2010 version, whatever. You guys get the idea. What you also need is a program called unxwb, and that's this right here. You can just get this online. Just Google that. Probably put it in quotes, or else you'll find other kind of weird things, like in in PDFs where you find like weird abbreviations of other files you never thought you'd use somewhere else. Whatever. Getting off track here. No pun intended. So again, unxwb and X-Act. Those are the two programs you need to make this work. Now, I've already got my Run8 sound folder open up here, but it's Run8 Studios, Run8 Train Simulator V2 content. You guys can read that. This is a high quality video. So here we go, V2 Rail Vehicle sounds, and this right here is your sound files for all the different engines. You got your 645, ES44, the high railer even, all the bells. Now, before we go any step further, I cannot stress what I'm about to say enough. Back up your files, because if you don't and you make a mistake, you won't be able to recover, because unless you just reinstall Run8 all over again, and then you'll lose everything that you've done. So again, not recommended. So because I've already changed this sound file, I'm not going to back it up again, but this is the original here. Just make a backup folder. It won't read them in there. You're good to go. So I don't know why I still have that open. Where was I? Right, okay. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take the one out of the backup folder because I haven't changed it. But you're just going to take it out of your regular directory. So we're going to export and edit the SD70 ACE sound file. So we're just going to copy that to the desktop or whatever workspace folder you're going to use. And then we're going to minimize this. Put it back to sounds and then minimize that. So you got your XWB file. Actually, going to pull this back up real quick because there's also this, the XSB. They all have that. Now what that is, that's the sound bank, and the XWB is the wave bank. That's what we need, because that's where all the wave files are actually stored. But the XSB, that sets up like the effects, the Doppler effect, the distance, the attenuation when you're in the cab, all that stuff. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to move X-Act over here because we don't need it quite yet. And first things first, before we do anything with this, we're just going to make a new folder and call that SD70 ACE. There we go. And that's just going to be a file. This is going to be a folder to dump everything into. Now we're going to really quick open up unxwb. Move this over here. We don't need the window quite that big, actually. Whew. Excuse me. So we're going to open up the unxwb folder, get that over here, and then we're going to open up unxwb.exe. I'm going to be saying a lot of file names tonight. Yeah. And you guys are going to get very annoyed with me, probably. So, select the input XWB archive to extract. I don't need to read these out. You guys can see it. It's a high quality video, as I said before. So, here's our XWB. That's what we need. So, just going to click open. It'll open up another window here, and then just select your output folder, which is enter it, and then hit save. And you see here, it extracts all the files. There we go. So, open up your SD70 ACE folder that you made, and here's all the wave files out of the XWB. Just going to close these up. Now these are all the sound files for the SD70 pack. Now regular convention would have you think that you need to go through and painstakingly rename all of these. Actually, you need to not do that, because what the XSB file does is it actually reads the position, and these files with the number are actually in the position that it needs. So you've got 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 1F, and this counts up in hex. I have my hex display enabled, so it'll actually go up to the proper thing. Anyway, what we've got, this is all the sounds again for the SD70. I'm just going to real quick, I know that number 11 is the break release. We're just going to double click on that and make sure. Yep, that's it. So I'm going to go into my SD40 folder because I've already changed it. I think that's this one. Yes, it is. Okay. Copy that over, and I'm just going to rename that to 11. So this goes for changing any file in here. Just one thing you need to make sure, I'm just going to open up in Wavesaur here, which is my sound editor of choice. You want to make sure it's on 16-bit mono, and that'll get you the proper, that's the proper setup. Doesn't matter the hertz rating, because it's just like MSTS, there's sounds all over the place for the hertz rating in here, but you want 16-bit depth. That's the important thing. So I've renamed it to 11, and this, again, this goes for any sound. Just go through the list, find what sound you want. So let's say we want to change Notch 2 to be from a different pack or something. So let's find that. That'd be that right there. So that's Notch 2. So you mark that out, like rename, copy, and save that, and then you can find your other Notch 2 file from your other pack, and just paste that in as the name. Make sure it's 16-bit, and then throw it in here. Again, since you backed up the original, if you make a mistake or if you change the wrong thing, all you got to do is extract it again, and you'll have your files back. So just going to double check one more time that this is the break release. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to drag that straight in, move and replace. Now it'll put it in a weird order, so you can just refresh and it'll get it back in line. Okay. Now we get to the fun part. What we're going to do is open up Exact. I almost said un-XWB again. So we're going to open up Exact here. Now this looks a little more complex than you think, but it's actually quite easy, because all we need to do is do this. We're going to create a new project, SD70 Ace, and just save that as a project file. Save. It keeps going in the folder. SD70 ace.xwp. There we go. So this is just a project file. This is kind of a workspace for you, and it lets you create a wave bank. And we want to create a wave bank. So you can either go right-click New Wave Bank, or just press this button right here as a shortcut. And there we go. And we're going to name this, you guessed it, SD70 Ace. There we go. Now, all we need to do to make this work is, again, like I said, don't change any of the file names, because it will throw it out of order. Because it works on the position rather than the file name, all you need to do is Control-A, select all, and then drag them in to your wave bank, and then it'll load them all in. Now, the genius thing about Exact is that if you end up changing another one of these files, you don't need to delete them all, like delete, do all that. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is rebuild the file. You can change it in your source folder over here, and then rebuild the file here. You don't have to change anything. And to build, just save your project and then go build. And don't change anything here. You don't have to worry about that. This is just a reporting thing for when companies are actually using DirectX. So just click Finish. Saw that window pop up. That was the building window. And what it's going to do, it's going to create this and these two folders. Now the Xbox folder is empty. It doesn't have anything in it, but Win does, and there it is, SD70ace.xwb. That's what you're looking for. So go back to your Run8 directory in your sounds folder, and then make sure you have the original backed up. Yep. And copy it in, replace. There we go. Now all you have to do is load up Run8 and get an SD70 get an SD70 on the rails and see if it worked. So I'm gonna real quick do that and get that going. Okay, here we go. We got UP8808 right here, and we're just gonna. The brilliant thing about having changed the brake release file is that literally all we have to do to test it is just hop in the cab. So let me press my button to do that. There we go. It's worked. So we can take a little bite off the train brake, and then there we go. That's all there is to it. Literally all you have to do is change the file in the folder. Don't touch any of the file names. Find the file you want, replace it, and there you go. That's all there is to it. Literally the most complex thing about it is using Exact to play around with it. But that's literally all you need to do. Simple as that. And then every time you change a file in your folder here, just go back in here, hit build again, and finish, and then it will build a new version of the XWB, which you just drag in, copy in. Robert's your father's brother, or Bob's your uncle in layman's terms. Anyway, again, that's all there is to it. Simple as that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm going to actually start building some wavebank guides, so you can just open up the file, see what file is what, and replace them that way. If the Run8 team sends a SWAT team to my door, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, again, that's all there is to it, and simple as that. Hope that helps. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope I wasn't too boring, and I hope you all have a good day. Happy modding, and enjoy your newly created, much more immersive, audible sonic experience. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching.